Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, we're just dropping down from Kennedy Square, which is at the top of the old town, and this is the link road that's going to take us straight to the downtown Kid of Paphos Mall roundabout, and of course the Mall will be there on our right hand side as well. We're going to go straight over that roundabout and we're going to head down towards the Kid of Paphos Harbour area just to see the view across that blue Mediterranean Sea, especially for you. And I want to do a big shout out to some of the superstars that we've met off camera, by the way. You know, often we meet people on camera, but we tend to meet more people off camera. That's just the way it goes, isn't it? And sometimes I think they get left out, which is not fair. We were coming back from the promenade the other day, and a gentleman, I'm an absolute superstar, and I really liked him very much, and he called us over and said, Mr. Paul, Mr. Paul, Mr. Paul. And we went over to Tea for Two and we had a chat with him and his wife, and he tickled the living daylights out of me, that's for sure. All the way from downtown Liverpool, Mr. Stefan and his beautiful wife, Miss Anne, and they were having their final meal. I think she was having gammon and chips. I don't know what he had because he'd finished, and they were getting ready to head back home to Blighty. And they said they had a spectacular holiday, first time in Paphos, and they said they'll come again, but they're people who like to go to different places most years, so they probably won't come back for 4 or 5 years or so. But anyway, he tickled the life out of me because I said to him, you know, Stefan, lovely name, but an unusual name for, you know, an Englishman, should we say, from Liverpool. So I assumed that perhaps his mother was perhaps a foreign national or something like that. But no, it turned out there was 3 or 4 other Stevens on the street, and she liked the name. And as he said, she was a tuppence halfpenny snob, so a bit posh, and she decided to call him Stefan. So that's the story behind the name. But it was a great pleasure to meet Stefan. It really was, and I hope that we meet you again, and of course Miss Anne, because you tickled the living daylights out of us and you made us feel very special, and hopefully we were able to touch you as well, and hopefully you will watch us again in the future, and hopefully we'll bump into each other somewhere again soon. Now, as we were getting ready to leave chatting with Stefan and Miss Anne, on the next table I just hadn't noticed, but there was Kim and Tom, the superstars, and we've seen them on camera twice now. They accosted us by the little fishing buoy in the downtown promenade, and then I spotted them and got the camera to them when I was driving them on one of the videos, if you remember, last week, and they were sitting on the next table. So big shout out to the superstars, Miss Kim and Mr. Tom, all the way from the Isle of Wight, and hopefully she's having a good gossip in the doctor's surgery this morning, because that's where she works, and she was saying it's not that busy in the Isle of Wight, so you know, they have a good gossip around and those kind of things. And then of course Tom is cooking up those argers and those heating stoves, you know, to keep you warm in the winter, which perhaps you need if you're on an island just off Kent and your name is Tracy Collier, because apparently it was howling and hooling and all sorts of things were going on the other night, so she was saying in the messages. And it was the same weather in Paphos, wasn't it? There was a bit of a storm hitting all of the islands around the world, I think. And of course Tracy's coming back in September, and she said she's going to accompany us down the downtown Kid of Paphos promenade and harbour, so we're going to have a laugh or two, that's for sure. Does this chap want to go across? I don't think he knows. Does he want to go? Yes, he does. There we are. See, Mr. Paul's quite a polite guy, and I've got to thank you. Hey! Wow, I'm in a good mood. There we are. Very rare in this day and age to get thank you for anything, isn't it? So we do like to mention now and again some of the people that we meet off camera, and they'll always have a place in my heart, like I've said. And Mr. Stefan really did tickle me with his little joke about his mum, and well, you never know, one of these days we may meet his mum in another life as well. Right, what road is this? This is the road that links the Paphos Mall to the Paphos Harbour, and this is the road to come on if you want to buy a property. Fitzgerald's probably the most famous property seller in Paphos, for the British anyway. And then coming up down here, you've got Chesterton's. They're a new boy on the block. Obviously, they're an international British company. And what's going on down here? Stanley Bet. We've got another Bookies across the road as well. So Dave Johnner's well taken care of. You want to buy a pair of shoes, you can go in there. If you want to travel to Russia, you can't. But there's a travel agents there, but it's closed because they understand that no one's going to Russia. Anyway, enough on that subject. Other property sellers, West Coast, there it is, one of the biggest boys on the block, by the way, and they're selling properties all over the world, so they say. Very successful. Because he's had a new car again. That's a nice car. Nice. He's on top of a big 4-wheel drive Mercedes. Not that I'm actually into 4-wheel drives that much. I prefer a big saloon car, hence why I've always driven a big saloon car. So I know people have different tastes. Some people like little hatchbacks, some people like saloon cars, and some people like big four-wheel drives. Me, big saloon cars. Anyway, Harbour Roundabout, Borsa Bella, that's an upmarket gift shop there. You've got a barber shop, you've got a leather shop, you've got some electric trikes for hire, you've got a jewellery shop, you've got the Elise collection. We're going to go and stop in there one of these days and make it a little episode in there. Gift shop after gift shop, and now we are approaching the Harbour restaurant cafeteria, which is actually on the corner here, and this is where the promenade ends, and that is where the harbour begins. And what a spectacular day it is. No matter what you say, that view takes your breath away, and it doesn't matter how many times you see it. It really, really is a special, special place. The downtown Cato Paphos Harbour and promenade area. There's Philotes, there he is, giving us the thumbs up. The tongue's getting washed, I can tell. He's a superstar amongst superstars. If you want to go the Evis Jeep Safari, that's the man for you. As you can see, there's diggering going on everywhere in the harbour. They are frantically, by the way, trying to get it completed, and the rumour has it another couple of weeks and it will be done. Of course, if you're a tourist on foot, to be honest, this disturbance of all the road diggings and infrastructures going in doesn't really bother you that much. All you want to do is get onto the promenade, get into the harbour and walk around and enjoy the beauty of... There's Marios, there he is, coming into work. That's one of the owners of the Gilalamo restaurant, superstar amongst superstars, him and his brother Andreas, great friends of ours, as you may have seen them on camera many times indeed. And they really, really are great people. If you're ever in the Gilalamo, pop over and say, we've seen you on Marika and me, and they'll have a laugh with you. And you never know, they might even give you a free drink, or they may just pop that bill up. Right, let's go round the harbour roundabout and let's work our way towards the promenade, down the back streets, shall we say. Let's see the update on what is actually going on, because to be honest, in a car it's a nightmare. It really, really is, because from day to day they've dug this road up and that road up, so it's a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, shout out to some of the crew. The girl in charge of the crew, well, she's in downtown Paphos at the moment, by the way. Yes, Lady Dame Anne, she's here. Yes, that's why you don't hear her conducting the show, because she's just lounging on a sun lounger and popping over to the secret garden to get a baked potato. And then tonight we're going to go out somewhere. And last night she went out to the Les Maïs restaurant, or however you say it, which I think just friends in French, and that's what it means, in Coral Bay. So the girl's a busy girl, but she's back to normality on tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow she's back to normal. Oh my God, this road's bad. Lady, oh, so sweet. Get your bottom on a memory foam pillow. And just before you do, pour a top. What's this guy doing? He's going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way, geezer. Get back. This is a one-way street. I'm sure that sign says one way. I'm sure that sign does say one way. That sign says one way. But of course, you're much cleverer than me. There we go. He was telling me through the window that he's much cleverer than me. There we go. Perhaps I should jump out. What do you say? With the mallet, boys. What do you reckon? Yes? Get the mallets. Get out. Go on. Shame the boys are not with me. They could have sat on his roof. Then he'd have been sorry, because they've got a couple of juppers or two. That's the big shout out to the two lords, Lord Jeremy and Lord Simon. We seem to have got over this Pepsi thing, although there is a girl in the crew. Her name is Miss Andrea, and she's still hanging on for dear life, because she still wants to muck around with this Pepsi stuff. Terrible stuff. Absolutely terrible stuff. I promise you, it'll be absolutely banned from our Marika and Me lounge bar when that opens up in 2-3 years in downtown Marmaris. That's where we're going to be, by the way. If you're watching and you want to come and find us in about 3 years' time, we will be opening a restaurant bar in downtown Marmaris on the Turkish Riviera, and you'll be invited there. And the first drink, as I say, will be free. But after that, oh, you're going to pay. That's for sure. Right? We're going to wiggle this way, because you're not allowed to go that way unless you're in a silver Nissan Note, and then you understand that you're much cleverer than everybody else. We're going to go this way and work our way up towards the bottom end of Bar Street. So, slowly but surely, if you watch this little channel called Marika and Me, especially Mr. Paul's Breakfast Club, you're going to learn your ways in and out, and some of the shortcuts, and some of the wiggles, and some of the waggles in and around the area known as Paphos. And Paphos is a very nice place indeed, by the way. And things like, I don't like talking about this sort of stuff, but you know, crime very low in Paphos. things like drug taking. You know, I'm not saying there's not drugs, there probably is, but you don't see it on a daily basis, if you understand me. Even on this area, Bar Street, where you'd expect to find lots and lots of trouble. To be honest, no, the clientele's not like that. In general, the clientele is younger and older at the same time, and it mixes quite nicely. And most people don't actually get that drunk, and most people don't get involved in violence and all those kind of things. So if you are bringing children with you, Paphos is a pretty safe place indeed, and a very, very small place, and there are an awful lot of policemen per, what's the ratio, should we say. And on top of that, there's lots of people in plain uniforms walking around as well, plain clothes, I mean, so you don't even notice them. And there's all sorts of security services walking around as well, because if you understand, Cyprus is one of those places which, well, it's listening to everything that everybody says, except the rubbish that comes out of Mr. Paul's mouth, obviously. Top of Bar Street, what's at the top of Bar Street? Well, the Keg and Barrel, if your name is Mr. Jim and your daughter is Miss Tammy, that's his favourite watering hole. Mr. John likes to go there as well. You've got the Memories Bar, Miss Maggie likes that one, and so do the cats. And of course, that is the greatest fish and chip shop in the whole of Paphos, and that is T&J's Fish and Chips. We're now coming out onto the Hotels Road, or Passidonis Avenue to give it its correct title. And we're going the wrong way, because the promenade is the other way. What's coming up just down here? That's the Almira 5-star luxury hotel on our right hand side, and then just coming up here on our right hand side is a very, very popular hotel indeed, and this hotel is the Alexander the Great, and outside Alex rides his horse as he waits for all of his guests to arrive. In there at the moment, the superstar known as Dayman. Of course, it's not long before Miss Maggie will be coming to town. Andy and Nessie, they'll be coming to town. And of course, not long after that, Fiona and Rob will be coming to town. And Dayman will be coming back again. And then, of course, we know in November that Lady, oh, so sweet, Caroline is coming again. And of course, she'll be bringing with her the superstar known as Lord Nigel Big Guns. Passidonis Avenue on a truly, truly spectacular day. If you're wondering what the temperature is, perhaps if your name is Miss Dawn, you got a husband called Mr. Sean, a little cat called Miss Daisy, and a dog called Bobo, the temperature today, just before lunch, is 25 degrees. And the sun, it's glistening on that blue Mediterranean Sea. I don't think that it can get much better than that. So if you like what you see, hit the like, click the subscribe, and want to come back for a little bit more of our madness. And if you want to help the channel to grow, if you want to keep us afloat, why not go through to our About page, where you could consider to buy us a coffee or two. And if you want, you could also consider to join us as a superstar member on a monthly basis at only €10 a month. Superstars who have joined us, of course, the field in charge of the crew: Dayman, Lady Sally Briers, Lord Anthony, and Lady Christina. Michael Crompton, thank you very, very much indeed. More and more are welcome, and each and every person that joins us obviously is one of our favourite superstars, and they'll all get to join in the fun and games on the Mr. Paul's Breakfast Club. Passidonis Avenue on a spectacular day in downtown Paphos. Thanks for watching, and of course we will see you again very, very soon. These roads ain't getting any better, Lady. Oh, so sweet, Caroline.